Hello and welcome back to Wingot Plays Nomifactory. I was taking a bit of a look at what quests we still need to do, and then I happened to look at our clipboard. And we've completed epoxy, and we've completed the oil rig and processing. So we have been progressing along with what we wanted to do. The HV assembly and micro components, but that's what we wanted to do next anyway. So we've been keeping fairly on track, even though I've not looked at the clipboard in a while. But the first step in order to make the final tier 2 circuits will be to get an HV assembling machine. I gather that that's probably pretty simple to do. If we take a look here, HV, and the only thing we need a couple of robot arms and some gold cables. We'll start with the robot arms, which need to be HV tier, make a couple of those, good, and then we need some gold cables, which is there. Perfect. So, as soon as that's finished making the robot arms, we should have everything we need to make our HV assembling machine. Pretty good. Now, I've made up a whole lot of soldering alloy between episodes because we're going to need that, and I'm planning on just basically doing these crafts manually instead of setting up an automated process, because as I said in the last episode, I'm planning on skipping to EV or maybe even IV tier instead of going through replacing everything with HV, only to then soon be upgrading it all again. So as soon as this is finished, we'll be able to get started on making our microcircuits. And possibly, we might even be able to leapfrog over microcircuits into the next tier. Whatever that happens to be, these fiber-reinforced epoxy, which allows us to get, looks like nanocircuits, I would gather that is. Fiber-reinforced epoxy, fiber-reinforced circuit boards, but we'll look at that after we've done this step. So, let's go back. Looks like it is done. I've just told the system to make an ultimate component, but it takes absolutely forever because this block of uranium-235, you just need to process insane amounts of this uranium here to get these tiny clumps to then build the uranium-238 to then, or the uranium-235 I guess, to make the block. It's not pretty, but I'm just leaving it to run in the background. I definitely will not be able to make the ultimate catalyst though, just because of how absolutely insanely slow it is. But we've got our first HV assembling machine there. Perfect. Now it is also going to need a fluid extractor, which we aren't going to have an HV tier fluid extractor. So let's tell the system to make that. I assume, oh, I've got everything we need to make that. Perfect. And then if we could just put that there. In fact, let's put it there. And then we'll grab another piece of vibrant alloy cable to just connect onto the back there. Perfect. And then we can instead use our aluminium wrench here and tell it to output fluids. Perfect. Then we can put soldering alloy in there and we get our soldering alloy into this assembling machine. Awesome. So that should be what we need. Now the next step will be we need to actually make the circuit. So the microcircuit, using your new epoxy circuit boards and some familiar components, you can now make the final form of tier 2 circuits, the microcircuit. You craft 4 of these at once and they're pretty cheap. Consider that you used to have to make primitive processors for this tier and realize how far you've come. Yep, primitive processors was annoying. The microcircuit is so much nicer. As for the final form of any tier of circuits, be sure to set up automation to stockpile these. You won't get to the system on chip variant recipe for a while yet. So, system on chip. I'll come back to that. So, probably the easiest way. Let's pseudo automate this. So, we won't be putting that assembly machine downstairs, but we can set it up with a few patterns to make the various micro electronics instead of the refined. Now the question is, which ones can we actually replace? Because let's just grab this, let's go rotor. There we go. So we'll be able to find that again. if we take a look here at the microcircuits, so the lowest tier here is actually a replacement for the alright, there we go, for the refined processor. Yeah, so the processor gets replaced, but I think the refined circuit can't be replaced by a micro. Third and final. Yeah, it's the final tier there. So if we look, there's no micro recipe for that one. So we should probably put this refined circuit back into there, and the system will still be able to make refined circuits using the previous recipe, and then we can replace each of these with their higher tier. So the refined processor becomes the micro circuit, which just uses epoxy circuit boards. Yeah, okay, so we don't need the resistors because we're doing the pure SMD version. So what we want is we want this. Good. And interesting, it makes 4. Let's take a look at this. So the refined processor only makes 1 at a time, so that's a huge improvement in throughput, I would expect. I didn't actually look at the time that it takes. Now the refined processor array can be replaced, let's look at this one, with the microprocessor. And the SMD version, we are going to need small coils. I'm going to need to automate that. And then if we take a look here, the refined processor mainframe gets replaced with the micro circuit. Where is it? Microprocessor array. Perfect. And that one there. Good. Huh, interesting. It's got 1 extra material compared to the other stuff. And then lastly, there's actually 1 microcircuit that we're missing here because we have access to the microprocessor mainframes now, which I think everything there we know how to make. So we can just throw that in there. Good. And then we can throw all of these down here into our HV. Oh, let's do something quickly. Let's grab out our output. There we go. Because what we want to do is we want to set this so that it can output and also output in the same side that it's inputting from. Perfect. So at that point, we can request the system to make us. I need to connect this to the AE2 system. That's what I'm missing. Any conduit. Perfect. And if we just throw that here, that was wrong. Perfect. So now the microcircuits should show up in the system. Perfect. And so if we tell it to make us a microcircuit, it will throw everything into there, use up a little bit of soldering alloy, and make 4 microcircuits for us. Perfect. Oh, and we want it to output. But in the meantime, there's the microcircuits. Good. And then we can complete that recipe. Now, step 2, we need, so in order to make the microprocessors, we're actually going to need some small coils. Making an inside assembly machine is much cheaper than by hand, and using nickel, zinc, ferrite bolts gives even better returns. So let's have a quick look at this. So, what was it called again? Small coil. So we need some of these. In fact, let's go there. Some of these in an assembler. Now the question is, can we make nickel zinc? Nickel zinc ferrite. Nickel zinc ferrite is what? Ferrite mixture. And oops, what was that? That was oxygen. Oxygen's easy. Nickel, zinc, iron. Well, that seems pretty simple. 30 seconds. Let's do it. So step 1 is you. You need a recipe for the nickel zinc ferrite version. Why? Nickel zinc ferrite. We can do annealed or fine copper. Fine copper, 1 to 4. under 4. Okay, it does not matter to me. Let's just use the fine copper recipe. Good. So that is a assembler recipe, and then we just want a random. In fact, let's use that one there that just got freed up. Perfect. So you can't make small coils because we don't yet have the zinc ferrite. Okay, nickel zinc ferrite. Here, nickel zinc ferrite is made in a cutting saw makes 4, or the extruder can make 8. But this, I see, because that's using a rod, which you get 2 to 1. I think I'll just use the cutting saw, because I don't know if I've got an extruder set up for bolts, and then that is just going to use the lathe. Yep. So we want a lathe, which is getting rather full. We should have a cutting saw with space. Perfect. And then we just need the nickel zinc ferrite ingot. Perfect. So let's jump to here. So nickel zinc ferrite ingot can be made in a blast furnace with oxygen. So we'll need to actually set that up. And then ferrite mixture can be made as a just generic molecular assembler. Give me more space. There we go. Perfect. And if we pop downstairs, let's see, what have we got in regards to... I don't think any of these are being used at the moment. They're not. So, what if we just place here a fluid input hatch? Right, we need to make aluminium plates to craft that. So that'll be done fairly quickly. And 8. Bang, bang, bang. And done. Good. Give me that. Move that out of the way. Give me that there. Perfect. Now we just need a fluid interface set to expose oxygen, and while we're at it, let's make 10 more of these. Oh, interesting. The recipe for that doesn't actually use a normal interface. Okay. And then we could... let's just put it there. So this is going to expose oxygen to the machines here, and then we just need a fluid conduit to pull that out and put it into there. Good. You extract. You insert. Why is that not getting oxygen? Oh. Pretty sure the A system has oxygen. I tell a lie. That's... nickel, zinc, ferrite. Show me you. Nope, not you. You. Now that needs oxygen, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at oxygen. So, to make oxygen... we're making it upstairs. Is all of the oxygen being used up? Why are you not running? You're full of liquid air, fine. What's going on here? That's empty. The power broke. I wonder if the same thing happened over here with the oil. Nope, okay, good. Oil is not running because it's missing a fluid input. Right. I wonder if the same thing will happen with the... it's called drill fluid, isn't it? Drilling fluid, yep, okay. I apparently never taught the system how to make drilling fluid, so I guess it's just this here, which is set to make it. Okay, fine. Give me another tank. Those are all full, so give me a normal tank. Perfect. You give me 16 of that. Good. And then that can go right here and be set to export to that side. Cool. In the meantime, let's go back here. So that should be running again. Oh, it's run out of air. But if we take a look downstairs, hopefully there's now oxygen. There won't be any in the system because it's all been used up as fast as it can be created, I'm sure. But we'll see if it's actually gotten into our blast furnace here. Good, 27 buckets of oxygen. Now, we can put this nickel zinc ferrite recipe in there, and the system all of a sudden knows how to make nickel zinc ferrite. Go, make 10 of that. Go. Good, now it's just waiting on this bit, and that's processing away. Perfect, so that will allow us to make the bolts that we need, and those bolts can then be used for the small coils, and then we can make our processors. Perfect. I am looking forward to moving on in regards to electronics. So, small coils, let's make 10 of those. And it only needs one nickel zinc ferrite to make 12 coils, because 1 to 2 to 4, and then each of those makes 3. Each of those makes 4. Oh, so we've made enough bolts to actually make 16. But I only told it to make 10, so it's... Oh, there you go, we've got our small coils, perfect. And then if we take a look at micro, we should be able to make the microprocessor using those coils. Perfect. Also, let me take a look at something. So, refined circuit. Ah, yes, so we do get 4 of those as well. So the final tier looks like we get 4 of the final tier whenever we get to the final tier. Meanwhile, that should be crafting. Oh, right. I set it to not export into the system because I wanted to be able to take it out and complete that quest, which isn't going to work because I didn't actually grab any small coils. That should complete 2 quests right there. Small coils and microprocessor. Oops, we actually need that microprocessor back because we want to finish that craft. Perfect. Now, we can also tell it to make a microprocessor array, which it'll get busy doing. Going to need a whole lot more components for that. RAM. It needs to make 3 more processors. Oh yes, we might actually set this one at 2 blocking mode so that it doesn't screw itself up. It can take those out. What's going on? Oh, it's out of soldering yet. So there, that'll allow us to do 3 more crafts. Probably going to need more than 3 more crafts actually. Good, there's the microprocessors. And what's going on? It's making the RAM still. Processors. Oh, I think the processors are waiting on the RAM at the moment. For now, let's actually tell it to just output everything. It's only got 2 more crafts to go, so it will finish the array, but then we're going to need to feed it more soldering alloy to get the mainframe built. Why is the RAM? I think RAM is just an incredibly slow process. Where is it? There. RAM. 60 seconds. And it can speed up if we give it distilled water and then lubricant, which we are making lubricant, so we probably just need to properly set up lubricant. Yeah, like I think we just need to properly set up lubricant, so in fact I think lubricant's already in the system. There we go, the RAM finally finished. I was about to say that I thought it was broken and was about to head down and try to investigate. Perfect. So we've got our microprocessor array. Good. And then lastly, we want to make a microprocessor mainframe, which it doesn't know how to make titanium frames. Although, I suspect it does, and it just doesn't know how to make purple titanium frames. Let's take a look. Ah, nope, it doesn't know how to make titanium frames. Okay, but yeah, we don't need this purple one. Oh, actually, purple is the default. Fine. Fine, I'll take that. So, in an assembler, we need titanium plates, titanium rods. Good. System, oops, we don't need that circuit there. System should know how to make those. So, if we pop that there, and pop this one back in there, we should be able to make the mainframe. Good. Now it should know how to do everything. But we are going to need, so, 1, 5, 8, 9. Yeah, so we're going to need 9 more crafts in here. Perfect. So that should do everything there. Now let's clear out these quests. Perfect. And once, yeah, effectively when you've got everything set up, it's very easy to knock out lots and lots of quests at the same time. Now the EV assembling machine, let's take a look at that one as well. Because that's of course where we're aiming to go. Assembling machine EV. We need microprocessor mainframes, EV robot arms, EV conveyor modules, and aluminium cable. Okay. In fact, let's teach the system how to make these. And then it's going to need the robot arms. Let's take a look. Oh, I've already taught the system how to make the robot arms. Fine. It knows how to make pumps, motors, pistons, conveyor modules. I think it probably knows how to make most of what it needs to then. Let's just put that there. Oops. Take you out. You. Okay, let's clear this button. There we go. So I think actually all I need to do is we can go to a molecular assembler here, put that in, and we can tell it to make us an EV assembler. And it knows how to do every step of the process. It's just waiting. We'll just need to make 2 mainframes, which actually, let's let it, oh, there's already 1 available. Why does it need 3? Okay, so it needs 1 for the robot arms. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Although, I am confused about that because it shouldn't need 4 in total? To craft 2, it's got 1 available. Oh, there's a available robot arm. How did I make that without having made the mainframe? I'm confused. But let's quickly grab out our mainframe here. Finish that quest. Perfect. And then we can go back and tell it to actually make that assembler. Go. Perfect. That's done. Now, why did I get IV circuits? Was that progression? No. Why did it just give me IV circuits? No, that's that. First tier 5 circuit. I'm confused why it just gave me a completion for IV circuits. Because I don't see where that actually is. Unless I'm missing something obvious, but nothing there looks blue. And there's no yellow exclamations anywhere. Anyway. Unless it was an advancement, but yeah. Oh good. we'll ignore that. So the assembler is being created in the background. And while that's happening, I think probably what I want to do is actually work here on getting the space station up and running, because I've got an idea for the build that I want to transition to replace this base. Because this base at the moment, it's basically just a void base with lots of platforms. But I've got an idea for something that I want to do to make it look a lot nicer and a lot more coherent. But in order to do that, I think I want to go to space instead of rebuild in the void here. But so in order to go to space, I pretty much need a space station. So titanium heavy plating, I think, is actually reasonably simple. There you go, compressor. Compressor, titanium plates to make titanium heavy plating. I do note though, it's 500 EU per tick, meaning that it is a HV tier recipe. Okay, so we will need to make a HV compressor. 512. No, what? What? 500 EU per tier. Oh yeah, so it's HV. I was thinking it said 5,000, which we do not have available. Oops, HV's over here. So what we can do is we can put an advanced compressor there. We actually can't put something there now because of the way I've laid this out. But let's quickly set this up to do the same thing. We want an interface on top, and you can output. Perfect. Now we just need to put that crafting recipe there, and then we just need some more ME conduits, which I put back into the system for some reason, and then we can just connect that to there. Perfect. Now we should be able to make the titanium heavy plates. Make 10 of those. Go. What's it waiting on? I was having to make the titanium plates first. Looks like that's slowish, but it will happen automatically in the background. Perfect. And let's make sure they actually hit the system. It does look like they do. Good. So the next step would be, still waiting on that assembler. Okay. The next step, let me just clear that nickel zinc. We don't need that recipe there either. Good, so actually let's take that titanium heavy plating out so that we can get the credit there. Perfect. Good. Now, the next step will be to make the tier 2 micro miner. Extend the crafting table so it's not possible to automate the miner itself with AE2 just yet. Which we'll need to get the tier 4 micro miner before we can easily automate. Make semi-automatically by pre-stocking the components you need and filling all the extended crafting table with JEI, as well as the stellar creation data, which will be useful much later because you get all of these things. Okay, so we want a tier 2. Tier 2 micro miner is going to need 6 of those titanium heavy plates. We've got 8 there. Good. 6. A basic micro miner guidance system. It's not micro, is it? What's it called? It's called content tweaker. Basic micro miner guidance system. Yep, cool. So the previous tier needed that. We need field generators, which are from GregTech. We need basic mining lasers. We need 2 of those. And then we just need electrical steel thrusters. So electrical steel thruster. Interesting. We've only taught it how to make conductive iron, which is the tier below it. Okay. So you probably actually know how to make everything in that recipe, but we'll find out in just a sec. So electrical steel, good. Tell you to make 100. Yep, awesome. It knows how to make those. We're going to need at least 3. Go. And then lastly, we need field generators. LV tier. And we need this. So we need an advanced diesel generator, stainless steel chest. I don't know if you know how to make stainless steel chest. You don't. So stainless steel chest. Perfect. And then advanced diesel generator, which knows how to make basic. Let's just fix this up. So advanced diesel generator, that is the wrong microcircuit. Yep, cool. Craft that, go. It's currently already crafting microcircuits, so I think we're going to have to wait on that. In fact, what I can do is I can cancel that, grab one of those, and then we can give it another job to make an assembler. Good. Now that can go there. And then last thing is we also need this micro miner engine core, alloy smelter, block of redstone, micro miner engine frame. You go. And then the micro miner engine frame also needs to be made with just a bit of electric. Perfect. That is a standard one of you, and then alloy smelter. There. Good. Now, we want a micro miner engine core. Go. This. Huh. I'm surprised. Yeah, I'm a bit surprised that that's having to craft 20 microcircuits, because I thought it was already up to 16. Or maybe it was crafting 16, I don't know. Anyway, let's take a look. So, stainless steel chest. We need one of those. Go. Meanwhile, let's have a quick look here. So we're also going to need 2 quantum flux. Stainless steel chest should be easy. It's having to craft the stainless steel. Okay. Good. We're going to need 2 quantum flux. So, diesel generator. Did we ever tell it to make that? I don't think we did. You make an advanced diesel generator. Aluminium gear. Yeah. Okay. You aluminium gear in a extruder. I think we put a gear extruder. Gear. Yep, normal gear is good. No, not you. We want there. Advanced diesel generator. Go. Then show me content tweaker. We need one of those, 2 of those. We need the what were they called? The flux field generator. Good. We need 2 of those. Let me just pop over here. Is that the right size? I think it's the right size. Yep. I need 3 thrusters. Good. I need the diesel, the engine core, and the steel chest. Stainless steel chest is still crafting. The core is still crafting, and the diesel generator is still crafting. Because everything's waiting on everything. Micro miner engine core. Why is that taking so long? No, it only takes 25 seconds. Right, so the diesel generator is waiting on microcircuits, because everything's waiting on microcircuits. Let me take a look what's going on with that engine core, though. Engine core is this alloy smelter over here. Because I feel like that should be working. For some reason, oh, 480 EU per tick, it's a HV recipe. So we can take that out. And I'm going to need to make an alloy smelter in order to get that one finished. So, alloy smelter, HV, go, ooh, not pretty. So we need we need microprocessors. I think I might have to just call it for now and get to work on this next episode, because no crafting CPUs. Yeah, because we're waiting basically on these microprocessors for every step of the process. Oh, and we would have been waiting forever because of the fact that I wasn't paying attention to that this was out of its soldering alloy medium. Now it'll run a lot quicker, I think, once you actually feed it. And for now, in fact, we've got so much soldering alloy, we'll just feed half a stack. If we waste some soldering alloy, all it is a bit of antimony and tin. The antimony's mildly annoying because currently we're making it manually from tetrahedrite and stibnite, but it's fine. And it's only 1 antimony to 10 soldering alloy ingots, so we've only used like 4 when we just fed that. So let's have a look here. That should get crafting. It's currently making our processors perfect. Processor assembly. Is that what it's actually called? I thought it was called microprocessor. Yeah, I think it is. Now, let's jump here. We need this HV. Okay, it's got what it needs there. Oh, right, we couldn't give it the request to make the candle wires because it was out of CPUs. Now, the diesel generator, I saw that one finish. Perfect. The... I keep thinking it's field generator. No, it isn't. What are we trying to make? We're trying to make field stainless steel chest. How are you going? Good, we got the stainless steel chest. Perfect. Show me tier 2. Good, let's add that there. Now, which micro miner engine core, which for that we need a alloy smelter. Here. Come on, what's going on with the candle? It's probably having to cook it up at the moment. Oh yeah, we can cancel that because it's not going to finish. The microprocessor mainframes are being produced. Perfect. And show me candle. What's going on there? Hot candle ingots. Why are those just sitting in the system? Did I screw? Probably did. I probably screwed it up when I moved. Oops. When I moved the vacuum freezer down here, I probably still have the candle being made somewhere else. Nichrome tungsten steel. Yeah, I think I've screwed that up. So what I can do, let's go here. Output, no, inputs at the back. Okay, if we grab these hot candle, they will hurt me, but then I can just put them in there. They will craft up. Good. And that will get us going. And I'm going to need to fix that in the background. That should have made candle ingots, come on. What's going on here? Oh right, because the candle ingots can't go into here. Titanium looks like it's completely full and backing up. Candle gets to go into a random interface. Perfect, now that'll work. It's so annoying when you break your automated systems. Good, so at that point we can jump over here to our HV machines. I keep overshooting. And we can pop that there, alloy furnace. Oops. What? Advanced alloy smelter, not EV, HV. I'm confused what happened there. How did I wind up with a electric furnace? We've got the hot cathode ingots coming in, which we can just throw into here. Oh, that's not going to work. Fine. You, cathode, gets to go there. And that'll craft up. What? I thought I fed those cathode back into the system. What did I put into the system? Interface, you, cancel. Good. Now, advanced alloy smelter HV. Why is that not working? Oh, because we need 4x. Right. So, make 4 more of these. Good. And we'll go down here and do this manually one more time. When it's ready. 3. Come on. 4. Good. Perfect. Now, as soon as that's processed, 4 of those. Good. Now, you. Perfect. Now, if we grab these, we can do them like that in a normal, and then that should get us the advanced alloy smelter. Perfect. And then we can go through our advanced alloy smelter over here and smelt those two together. As soon as that's done, we should then have everything we need to make our tier 2 microminer. Bang. Good. So now if we pop back upstairs, we can go here and we can craft our tier 2 microminer. Throw that with some quantum flux into our small microverse projector, and that should, there we go, should run, and it should get us these various outputs: bauxite, niobium, copper, scheelite, tungstate, radium salt, and cassiterite ore. If it worked. I think it broke because, again, this this energy input on the back broke. Now the question is, that's not going to run anymore, is it? Because it has deleted the input. So we've at least made the tier 2. I'm going to have to make another one to get its output, but thank you for watching. Stay happy and healthy, and I hope to see you in the next one.